Live from New York, it's Ask an Engineer.
Winner of the Stumblebot Olympics.
That's right.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Ask Engineer. As always, it's me, Lady Ada, the engineer, and with me is Mr. Lady Ada, camera control. Also got robo cameras and stuff, robot friends. We're here at the Adafruit factory, us and our robot manufacturing friends, our robots that you just saw. Picking and placing and reflowing and ovening and selective soldering, all the electronic goodies that you use to make your electronic dreams come true. Got an exciting show for you tonight. Next hour is jam-packed with robots and parts and pythons and open source hardwares and guides and free shipping and all sorts of good stuff. Let's kick it off and tell them what's on tonight's show.
On tonight's show, the code is Purple Robot. 10% off in the Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Everything except for gift certificates and AdaBox. It supports us, an open source hardware company in New York City. No loans or venture capital. We manufacture stuff in the U.S. When you buy something, it supports us here in Adafruit. Show and tell, people around the world showing and sharing their projects. Lady Ada will talk about some of the cool projects that were there on the show and tell last night, tonight. Back in the mailbag, we'll stop by, read your letters to us, time travel, some news and odds and ends from the world of making, hacking, and crafting, and more. In New York City, some factory footage, some 3D printing. We have new products. We have top secret, and we'll answer your questions all on Discord. So if you haven't already, check out our Discord server. That's where we're at during the entire live broadcast, adafruit.it/Discord. At the end, we have a trivia question, and we will give away something, all that and more on Ask an Engineer.
Yep.
Okay. So
much going on.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's been busy here.
Yep. So let's pay some bills.
Let's
Once again,
go.
The code is Purple Robot. Lady Ada, we're at a Circuit Playground, so when you talk about the freebies, you need to leave out that part. So when we're out of a freebie, it won't automatically get added to your cart. Right now, we just have perma protos.
That's
so
right.
Even though that picture's there, it's because I just have this graphic. But if it's out of stock, it'll say, hey, we don't have that in stock, so it's not going to be added to your cart automatically.
We do the best we can, but sometimes we do run out. So while supplies last,
yeah, we said
$99 or more, you get a free perma proto half-size breadboard. Useful for making projects where you want to take a breadboard project and make it permanent. Perma Proto is your friend. You can never have too many. And $199 or more, you get free UPS ground shipping, high quality UPS ground shipping in the continental United States. It'll get there with tracking and it'll get there safely. And it's insured and everything. So that's what you get. And ignore the Circuit Playground Express.
Yeah,
you don't see it.
It'll be back in stock.
It'll be back as soon as we can.
We just sold a bunch. Okay. For shipping options, UPS, that's best for USA. There's also Postal and DHL International. That's the way to go. Same day delivery in New York City, order before 11 a.m. And if it's a zip code in New York City, you can get your order same day here in Manhattan. Lady Ada, we do a show and tell every week. I think we've been doing it for like 10 years now. People around the world show and share their projects.
It's true.
Who's on the show and tell, and what projects did they share this week?
Okay, from Adafruit, we had John Park, JP from Adafruit West, showing off his unicycle AdaBot that he did last week on his John Park's workshop. And he has a guide this week that just came out on how to make a pulley robot that goes back and forth like a unicycle, and it plays circus music. And he previewed next week's project. What is it? Well, I don't know. You're going to have to watch.
I have a video preview.
Okay, fine. Maybe we'll watch the video preview, but we're not going to say exactly what it is. So you're going to have to watch the show tomorrow, JP's workshop, every week on Thursdays. Non Pedro built two projects, a quick time-lapse project with a spinning logo using continuous rotation servo, Circuit Playground, and foldable chipboard box. And then also a waving servo project this week, a Blinka waving servo with a Circuit Playground in a cardboard box. This week's project was all about how to make boxes and enclosures using cardboard and chipboard as your medium. You can use a laser cutter and a 3D printer, of course, but sometimes you just want to cut some cardboard out with some scissors or an X-Acto blade, fit it together, and make an elegant box to customize shapes. So they have some tools that they've also talked about. We'll talk about that video soon. And Scott, in his spare time, when he's not working on CircuitPython, he's working on CircuitPython. He's putting CircuitPython in the Game Boy, having the CircuitPython emulate a cartridge so you can program the Game Boy with Python, and it will dynamically control what's on the screen and read the buttons. A little bit of a hack because we're running the SAMD51 so fast, it's 150, 120 megahertz, and it's emulating something that's running at about 1.2 megahertz. So maybe if you have 100 instructions or so between address reads, you can actually do some CircuitPython processing and stuff. We'll see. It's kind of a cool project, hacking old electronics. Also showed a very low-cost Game Boy clone that I got on eBay and how they made it so inexpensive. It was kind of fascinating that they got this thing all on a single-sided PCB. Techniac visited, doing more laser cutting stuff, made a laser cut business card for someone, made a Wi-Fi card with a QR code. You can scan it, and it will take you to the Wi-Fi setup, so you can like type in the password. I'm doing some 3D etching as well, using the Glowforge 3D etching capabilities. Chris made a Raspberry Pi powered Python tic-tac-toe game using only one button, so a single button and colorful LED for the interface, either one press or double press, to make a tic-tac-toe game with an 8x8 LED backpack. Init 6, continuing on talking about his Sensor the .Earth project. It's a Earth-wide measurement system with many layers of APIs. So we started going through this week, introducing every layer, all the services that it can support. There's like a lot of redundancy and many different interfaces that and layers and APIs that you can use to get data for sensing the Earth. And then we'll come back and talk more about the API and how that's actually implemented. So very detailed ham radio Earth sensing system. And Isaac made more progress on his composter. He built a wood frame, has some wheels on it, and the compost barrel is turning, but he doesn't think he'll be able to turn it with the motor. He doesn't think the motor, it'll have to be too strong, and you have to turn that often. So instead he's thinking of maybe sensorifying it. So it'll tell you when it's time to turn it. So you'll still use human power to turn it, but you won't have to turn it every day. Maybe it'll let you know, hey, you know, the methane is gone high, or the temperature is a little bit too high. Come over and turn it. So maybe he'll make that solar powered or something, so it'll be self-maintaining. And that's what was on Show and Tell.
Okay. All participants on the Show and Tell get an As Seen on the Show and Tell sticker. Email support@adafruit.com and we will send you out one. As part of our Adafruit live series of shows, tomorrow is John Park's Workshop. JP, here is a preview of what's ahead and a recap of the previous one.
Yeah.
Pack the mail bag. So every week we read these letters to all Stay the Fruit. Last week we read one. The person is an engineer at a well-known company, so I didn't want to put that in there, but we read out to the company. I'll summarize. Young person, 14. They were on the Adafruit forums after they got a Minty boost, as they were trying to figure this out. This was over maybe 10 years ago. And they were interested in how it all worked, and you're like, oh, this is, you should maybe pursue engineering. The person did, and now they're an engineer at one of the most well-known companies in the world, and they said, thank you so much. This is what led me on the path. And I think you said, hey, like if you're really interested in this, there is a way to find out all this stuff.
No, the thing that we tried to do actually did it. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked.
Well, a lot of people say, oh, what do you make? The reality is we make communities, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to summarize it. But if you do a really good job, I think you make scientists, engineers, artists. That might be the long-term output. But now that we've been doing this for 10 years-ish, this happened a few times when we were at Maker Fairs. People would come up and say, I started with Adafruit stuff, and I just finished doing X, Y, and Z, and it's the thing they wanted to pursue. And you never know what's going to spark someone. Maybe it's a Mint tin USB charger. Maybe it's a light-up thing. Maybe it's a wearable. So anyways, here's the letter that came in. I just received my order. It's all here, and I really appreciate the way it was packed. I look forward to doing future business with you. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, we actually, when we have interviews, when people are interviewing for Adafruit, one of the things I say is like, hey, this is an interesting company. Keep that in mind. When people get their package, they might take a photo of it when they open it and tweet it. And that's great. It could also be terrible because if it was all packaged bad. But I said they, but
usually they tweet only
your handiwork. I started in shipping. Your handiwork will be seen by a lot of people, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I get it." Like that, you could take a lot of pride in what you do because you know it might be out there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was nice that Brian sent that in. Okay, we're in Discord, adafruit.it/Discord. We got a lot of CircuitPython stuff going on. Speaking of community.
We do.
So just like, I like to put this resource up.
Yeah.
learn.adafruit.com/category/CircuitPython. And, of course, our Discord, adafruit.it. We also have the awesome list. We just submitted it to the awesome list of awesome lists.
Yeah.
So we have to figure out what's happening next. And then our Adafruit daily, we have Python on hardware. Thousands of people.
Yes.
This is an epic one.
Sign up.
And it's part of our daily newsletters. But this week in CircuitPython, one of the things I wanted to talk about was making robot friends. So in the past, we had This Is a Coming Soon, or it's not out yet. We had all these little Cricut videos. But now Cricut is shipping. We're out of stock. We'll have more soon. So Cricut is our robotics platform. It's mostly for young folks, or really anybody who wants to do robotics and is like, robots are it's kind of tough to do. And we're doing these tests to just make sure everything works. As we're doing it, we're making little videos. So for this week, I'm going to play 4 short ones.
Okay.
And this is us late at night at the Adafruit factory.
Yay!
And it's just testing a different piece of what Cricut can do, what robotics could potentially be.
An interactive art.
And it's all like garbage stuff. It's just like cardboard
Sometimes
boxes.
literally.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you can do a really cool robot for cost of a circuit playground and a Cricut and just trash around you, there isn't any more open source, eco-friendly, recycly art craft robotics platform that we've seen. So here's a few examples.
Hello, I am Cricut. Wave your hand over the circuit playground to turn on and off the motor. I will play Star Wars sounds to motivate you. You must feel the force. Who's the boss? You must feel the force. You must feel the force.
Hey, little piggy, let me in, or I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down.
Logan 5, approach and identify. Master Day, Capricorn 15s, year of the city, 2274. Carousel begins. That is
All right, those are Cricut videos of the week. And our CircuitPython news. Okay.
And I was reborn.
Yeah, we knew. Okay, time travel. This week we have some news. The new Hackspace is out. Internet of Everything. And you can go to their site. You can win a signed Lady Ada Circuit Playground Express. And all you have to do is like click some stuff. So you win 1 out of 10. Go to hsmag.cc/win. We gave them 10, and you can win one. And I think like all you have to do is like tweet a thing or like do a thing.
Which you're going to do anyway, so just tag it, and then you'll get some free hardware.
Yeah.
You can make more stuff.
All right. Open source hardware. We're an open source hardware company. You know,
It's true.
Because we have the code, we have the files, we have everything. We also have the guides.
How many guys do we have?
1,472.
We put in a lot this week, too.
Yeah. What you got this week on the big board?
This week, okay, we put up that Trash Panda guides. That went up, I think, this week. We have, I finally wrote up the Itsy Bitsy M0 guide for the Itsy Bitsy M0. Sorry, I had it half done, and then I finally finished it. So that's up. We have JP's Tightrope Unicycle Bot, Cricut Circuit Playground, DC motor going back and forth, and play some music as well. So it's a fun little circus robot. David Stells is continuing his digital circuits guide. So the first 6 were logic and analysis and how to use like a logic probe. Now he's moved up to what's a microcontroller, how they work, and explaining all the different pieces of a microcontroller. I think last time he also did like a Z80 emulator, so everyone's like emulating Z80s. Game Boys and Nintendos are Z80s. And then of course this week's Noah and Pedro project, they started with the spinning logo. It's a simple project. We will show the video for that. And then they also built a cardboard box for Circuit Playground Express. So 2 different Circuit Playground Express with servo projects. The code's very simple, but different kinds of boxes you can use to house your electronics. So if you don't have a 3D printer or you don't have some advanced manufacturing tools, you can just use cardboard or chipboard. Maybe you can even recycle some boxes from your trash bin. Phil B wrote up a guide about the NeoPixelate Featherwing in the library. This is the Featherwing we released a couple weeks ago that lets you add 8 DMA strands of NeoPixels to your Feather M0. It's a little plug on board, gives you 8 level shifted outputs. You can connect NeoPixels to and drive them without having to take up any processor time. So it's very handy for artists and people making interactive light up stuff. So he talks about how he did that, and then of course how to use the Featherwing library in that guide. Dan Owal did a StumbleBot, which you saw the little video of the 2 StumbleBots racing. So what's neat is that this is a robot that uses like a flat, thin box, and then only 2 servos are required, and they don't have to be continuous rotation servos. So by alternating how they move, the robot stumbles in a very cute way, but it works really well, and you can tune it, and it does kind of move across the floor quite quickly. So a really good project if you want to build a moving robot, but you don't want to have a wheeled robot. You want it to walk, and you don't want to use more than 2 servos. So check that out. It's in CircuitPython. And then Mike Barella wrote a simple guide on how to make a soil moisture sensor with Circuit Playground Express using MakeCode and the capacitive touch input on the Circuit Playground Express. Using just an alligator clip and a nail, you can make a plant sensor and tell when its soil is dry or wet, and it can beep or flash lights to let you know it's time to water your plants. That way your plants will last even longer this summer.
Okay. We have some made in New York City footage. This is factory footage. Here we go. a couple other things from the factory. Here's some still photos. This is a selective solder machine doing its thing. That was previous video was.
I like that. It was like really like abstract. It kind of reminded me of like late night MTV videos.
Yeah, it was some scene of aliens communicating.
Okay.
And this was a time lapse that was in the factory out to the window, and then of course you have our regular old time lapse, and this is if you look really close, Venus is in the sky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And the moon.
Yep.
Neat.
Some Adafruit IO news. Brenda's with us over the summer, and he's helped me out with getting some of the things that people are doing with IO onto our blog and updating guides and doing a bunch of stuff. So this one I thought was really interesting. This is a Wi-Fi smart scale, and it uses Adafruit IO. And I want to just play this clip of this is how easy it was. So once they got the hardware part, they went to implement this. I think it might be music. So that was, I forgot to take the music off the back part. But anyways,
that's cool.
Yeah, what I wanted to show is like, it's that easy. You can just glue this together with if and this, that, and Adafruit IO, and you can make your own Wi-Fi scale.
We provide all the plugins and everything.
Given privacy issues and hacking and everything, I don't know if you want everyone.
No, you should make your own.
You should make your own.
You should totally not share your key. I mean, like, we will not, once your data's on Adafruit IO, it's yours. You don't have to, like, we don't sell it or anything. It's just your data.
And speaking of, we have Adafruit IO Plus for the folks who want to do more than the free account. That helps support this cool service for makers. Check it out. Okay, 3D printing. We have a couple 3D printing videos. These are in the paper craft world.
Cardboard craft, chipboard craft.
So we have two, so we're going to play those. don't forget every Wednesday, for anything else to know on Pedro.
It's a nice logo.
We're getting close to wrapping up AdaBox subscribers. So if you have it, please do. If you like robotics, wink, 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 nod, nod, nod. You probably know what might be in an AdaBox.
You might get a really cool box of stuff.
Yeah, but for us to keep doing AdaBox, we do need subscribers. So we just need like a few more. So here's a video.
Please subscribe.
Okay, Lydia, it's about that time.
Wow, already?
Yeah, the code is Purple Robot.
Yeah.
That must mean there might be some new products coming. You ready?
Yeah.
Hit it.
New. Purple Robot. I don't know. I don't know where that came from.
All right, so this is a little bit of an update, but we just have this in the store now. This is the code.org stuff.
Yeah, we have a code.org kit. This is coming soon. We'll chat about it more later, but if you want to do code.org at home, you'll be able to sign up for this.
Okay, this is fun.
Okay, so we've been carrying Chibitronic stuff from JT and Bunny Wang, who's helping a little bit with some manufacturing stuff with her, but it's JT's project, and she has come up with a wonderful curriculum called Love to Code Volume 1. That's Make Code and the Love to Code clip, and I thought I would show off a little bit of using the clip, the Chibi clip.
Yeah.
And this is her little characters, and it's Fern the Frog and her adventures through learning electronics and crafting and paper craft. And I'm really into, as you can tell, we're into paper and cardboard electronics. So let me
Stuff right here.
grab it. Yeah, I'm grabbing it. So this comes as a pack of pages. It doesn't come with a binder because it's actually meant to be an add-on pack for the starter kit that we'll be carrying on soon. But you can get a binder and bind it yourself. It comes together. And it's like really beautifully illustrated. And there's a story. And then this is the Chibi clip that you're going to be programming with. And you can program it with Make Code, so it's drag and drop programming. And the neat thing is, it uses an audio cable, so you don't even need USB. It's actually not even drag and drop. It's like audio. It programs it through the headphone jack, so you can use it with any computer that has headphone out, including a tablet or a phone. And so this is basically, you get the Chibi clip and an LED pack, and then you can go through all these
I like
projects.
that the pages are binder based, so you can make it so it folds flat.
Yeah,
for
and you
your
can
workshop.
and you can take out pieces, like you can take them out and like Xerox them and pass them around.
That's
So
smart.
it's a really cool idea. Again, more beautiful drawings showing an LED and how LEDs work. And then this is the first project. We just took this page out. So you put down copper tape on, it tells you where to put it. Like, you know, on the back there was a little line that said put the copper tape here. And then it said stick the
Do what the frog
LED
says.
here.
Do what the frog says.
No, the frog is like, she's learning. And then how to fold it here. And then it tells you how to clip the Chibi chip on with clip. And this flexible connector here, it has these like flex gold pads, so that when you clip it on, you'll see the LED follows the light. So as the lights go down here, this LED follows along. So it's really, really easy and creative, and like it's bringing electronics as a different direction. It's all about crafting. There's no breadboarding, there's no alligator clips. It's just copper tape and these circuit stickers that you can recycle. So you can pull this sticker off and reuse it again. It's not like one-time use only. And then of course the clip you can very easily remove. And you know, if you want to keep this as is, you can remove the electronics and then re-add it later. So this is for the book pack. You know, it's full color. And it, like, you get to learn all sorts of parts about electronics, and like some of the projects get really cool. You get to like cut out little characters, like this cat, and then the character blinks and does activities. So this is a really great add-on for the Chibi chip and Chibi clip. If you want to like have activities and not just like free form, if you want to follow along with a guide. So it's a full curriculum, and it's like it's like 100 pages at least. It's quite a long booklet, but it's not too expensive. And yeah, get a binder, and you can just put it in any standard binder you find in an office store.
Okay.
Love to code.
Next up.
And now it's on to DIN railing. So you have DIN rails because you're doing some industrial stuff and you want to connect wires, and you're like, I don't want my wiring to be all ugly. Well, we have a solution for you. We have 2 versions of this RG45 breakout that's DIN rail compatible. A customer suggested them to me, and I was like, you know what, that's actually a good idea. I don't do a lot of DIN rail stuff, but I know people who do, and they're always asking for like DIN rail things that let you simplify projects. So
we have 2 types, so
2 types.
I'll show the other photos.
I'll show both. And I got 2 pieces of DIN rail to demo it as well. Wow. So, your DIN rails. And this is DIN rail standard. We got these little pieces so we can demo it. And this clips on quite nicely. And you can, like, if you really push it, you can push it up and down. It's not going to move. Like, you can shake it. You have to, like, kind of give it a good shove. RG45, also known as standard Ethernet cable. You don't have to use it as Ethernet cable, though. You're just using it as it's like a very low-cost, very durable cabling solution.
Yeah, and you can make your own connectors and all that, so you can always make different lengths.
Yeah, it's super sweet.
Good for industry. You don't want wires hanging on everywhere.
No, you don't want it. And then you have a little breakout proto area here where you can like connect resistors or jumpers. And then you have these big terminal blocks that you can plug into all of the contacts. And so this one has a right angle jack, so you can see it goes out this way. And then I couldn't really decide, so I just got both. This is the vertical or straight. But straight's kind of confusing because it's like, is it straight up or is it straight out? So I just say vertical, goes up. Otherwise identical, same breakout, same terminal blocks, but just 2 different types of connectors. So depending on how your wiring is going, we'll see. If one becomes much more popular, I'll discontinue the other. But I don't mind carrying both for now. And then, yeah, plugs into the standard DIN rail, easy to use, fully assembled, ready to go. Just use a screwdriver, and your wiring is simplified.
Okay. In honor of
so easy.
Purple Robot. Here's Purple Robot.
Purple Robot. I just want to see you roving, Purple Robot. This is a robot chassis, and this demo shows it assembled. So we have a bunch of photos, but also show this off. Nice robot. This is a bent aluminum chassis. I really liked this chassis. First off, it comes in a cool color, and you know, like oftentimes chassis are like it's black or it's red or it's like clear acrylic. This is a beautiful purple, royal purple color, Blinka purple, and it's perfect for TT motors. So those are these yellow motors that we stock. They're very common, they're very low cost, but you do have to have an enclosure that has like the mounting points for it. So it's really nice is it's got these holes here that are like perfectly lined up with the screws. Here, I'll pull this off so you can see. There's this little dot here that orients it, and then there's these 2 screw holes, and it's like perfectly lined up, and there's this little notch here that fits this little flange. So this is designed for TT motors. You just add 2 like 1-inch screws, you screw it in, and like you've got a 2-wheeled robot. Super easy, and then you just add the wheels. You can add a 2x2 AA battery pack. So we don't stock these, but you can get them at like any electronics shop other than us. Like DigiKey carries them and Mouser carries them. But 2x2, so you get 4 AA's, and I just use some foam tape, use some Velcro also, or zip tie it on, and it won't clear the bottom, so you don't have to worry about it like bumping into stuff. So that's your battery pack, and then you just add a ball caster. This one unfortunately came loose, but you can just tighten the screws, unlike this one, and you'll be good to go. Here, I'll do that really fast. There you go. So yeah, you can have your ball caster. So that's your support. And then on the top, you've got tons of space. I put a breadboard, but you can put like anything. And there's just like so many mounting slots and holes. And this is a micro servo cutout. You could like attach an Arduino or a Raspberry Pi. Like you basically have so many options. There's no worries about like whether you'll be able to attach stuff. And what I like is it's not symmetric, which is good. It means it's actually easier to attach things at unusual angles if you need to. And there's like slots in the front, and then there's these weird slots over here, and there's slots on the side, and then there's these like little things that you can attach LEDs to. So it's it doesn't have too many holes, but it has just the right number to attach stuff, which I like. Sometimes they go a little crazy and they add so many, you're like, it's barely a chassis anymore. But this is still very strong. Bent, it's 2mm thick aluminum, high quality, and it has tons of, you can attach a line following sensor, whatever you want. So we have I like this. This is a nice rectangular chassis. We have a round chassis as well, but now we have a rectangular one. So
Okay. Well,
go us.
the star of the show tonight, besides you and our community lady, I put this one here because I like things that make
things.
other things work well
This is
together.
actually my favorite too.
Yeah, see?
It's just a piece of plastic.
I didn't even ask you about this.
It's
I'm
not
just like,
even.
this is my favorite.
You're like, what is this like? It's a like 1 gram piece of plastic.
Yes, but it's very
But
important.
it's the right 1 gram piece of plastic. So this is a adapter that goes from TT motors to Lego axles or compatibles. Lego compatible brick. I don't know. I don't want to use
Lego Dash compatible.
Lego Dash compatible. So, again, these TT motors, I really like them. They're low cost, very popular. So you'll see like a lot of the stuff that we're carrying is TT motor compatible. So I'm trying to make it so when you use our motors, it's not like, haha, like you got these motors, good luck. We have all these wheels and accessories and sensors and things that plug into it so you can build your project. And it's all fairly low cost parts, but has a lot of capabilities. So this has exactly the right notch inside. Like it has this like oval shape. So this oval shape clips on here, and it's like a totally snug fit. Like unless you really, now it's kind of on purpose.
I've been doing so much stuff with robotics. Having that little piece that can go on to these TT motors is really handy, just generally speaking. Because otherwise you have to do a bunch of stuff to get the motor to do the
No,
thing,
you can glue. There's a screw, but it's like this is really nice. And then it gives you a nice long axle. You can cut this down. If it's like, why is it so long? You don't have to have it this long. I think it's long so you can clear whatever mounting system you have, but doesn't long. You can cut it down very easily. It's just plastic, and it's exactly the right shape for press fitting onto Lego compatible gears. So now your TT motor is compatible with Lego Technics and Mindstorms and anything else that uses the Lego system. There's wheels and accessories and cams that work on it. I like it. This has like an offset version, so you can like use this as a cam to have weird motion. So this lets you extend. Don't get me wrong. I like the Lego motor system, but you're not going to be able to program in Python or CircuitPython or Arduino.
Right. No, that's what
now you can do MakeCode.
Yeah, what I like is it allows you to do more with what you have.
You got more, and these motors are really inexpensive. It's like $2 or $3. So if you have like a WeDo kit, the motors are really, really nice. They're very powerful, but they're more than $3.
Yeah.
So maybe you can like build some of your project in Lego and then use a Cricut or Circuit Playground or Arduino and these TT motors, which are very easy to use, mount it on, and then you can interface with the rest of your Lego creation. So I think this is neat. I like things that cross boundaries, and this is a boundary crossing item. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, this totally solves a problem that I didn't even know we had. Like I'd never seen an adapter for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And some people have like 3D printed this sort of thing, but
yeah, what's neat
this is nice injection molding.
There's a lot of folks that have Legos and they're just like, oh, like they don't do anything, or I'm interested in other things right now, but then you can combine the two.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kids who have Legos, and then there's like, here's a STEM bot, and it's like $300 and just like draws a line or something like that. Turns out you could probably just enhance the Legos that you have with something like this, and then build whatever type of things you want.
Another thing is you've been picking up a lot of robot gears and stuff, and the robot gears that you're getting, it's not that they aren't good quality, they're totally fine, but they're not like Lego where they're like really big and chunky and everything. Like
I'm sampling all of them just to just like you have your
I have a sample tray.
Yeah, you have a bin of like Arduino killers every time someone came out with an Arduino killer. So I have a bin of just every type of gear, and they're unusable. they're
really hard to use.
Lego ones are really good.
And of course, it also comes with, on the other side, you can build it's not just the gear that you need, but you have everything that holds the rack and the pinion in place. So when you're in the Lego system, all that stuff works quite well. So I think this is, we'll do some projects where we take a Cricut and attach a Lego stuff to it and make Lego creation. So this is my favorite product this week.
And with that is all right. Ready for a recap?
And we'll recap him.
Okay.
Purple Robot.
New product
Purple
recap.
Robot.
Ready?
Okay, coming soon, we've got a code.org kit. Sign up if you would like to do individual code.org CS Discoveries projects. Coming soon. We've got the Love to Code kit for the Chibi chip and Chibi clip. This is a pack of papers that you can put in a binder and then follow along with Fern to learn how to code with papercraft, copper tape, and the Chibi chip. We've got 2 DIN rail RJ45 to terminal adapters. It snaps onto a DIN rail. You take RJ45 in, you get some proto area and terminal blocks out. It's great for making your wiring more beautiful, elegant, simplified on a DIN rail mounted project.
Okay.
This purple robot we've been talking about, it's a rectangular chassis designed for TT motors. You can make a 2-wheeled bot really easy. It's nice, roomy, got lots of mounting points. It's a beautiful purple anodized color. So how can I say no?
Okay.
Comes with just the chassis, add your own motors and wheels.
And then
Like so.
Last up.
A TT motor to Lego adapter. You got these TT motors, they're low cost, they're simple, they're easy to use, but you want to attach them to a Lego project. Well, take this thing, plug it onto the TT motor, and now you have a cross axle that works with Lego Technics and all that other robotic stuff.
Okay, that's my products.
Yeah.
All right, well, the code is Purple Robot all the way up to 11:59 tonight. Lady, do we have some top secrets?
We do.
We'll do that before we get to some questions. Okay, this top secret, the first one, I got a couple.
Wait,
Yeah,
really? Okay.
Yeah, I got a couple.
Okay.
So the first one is, this is a preview of our Adafruit AR app. We're adding more features. So here is a 55-second video, world premiere of what will be released soon. Adabot will help you learn electronics.
Take it away.
Hello, I'm Adabot. Tap me to hear an electronics tip. All batteries slowly self-discharge, and certain types, like nickel metal hydride, can lose 30% of their capacity per month just sitting around unused. It's hard to juggle a PCB, components, solder, and soldering iron all at once. A helping hands tool can save you a lot of time. When desoldering, sometimes you actually need to add more solder to the bridge or pad. Trust me, it works.
Okay, that's coming soon. And then we have some of the paper creatures and more. We'll have these on our site soon. Some PCBs came in.
Yeah, want to show them off?
Yeah. What could this be, Lydia?
On the overhead?
Yeah.
Well, it says on the back it's cricket feather, so I guess it's a cricket feather thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is
Give up
the
its secret very easy.
feather wing cricket. There's 2 surface mount connectors here. The feather plugs in. You can use any feather because it uses seesaw, so it only requires I2C connections, so it's compatible with everything from the Feather 328P up to the ESP32 and the upcoming Feather 51 and NRF 52. So get all the things that you know and love: NeoPixel speaker, 2 motors, or 1-stepper, 4 high current driver, 1-stepper, 4 servos, 8 analog or GPIO signals for capacitive touch, and the seesaw interface, and the power supply manager. So this is, we just got these PCBs today. They're lovely matte green. That's the color of the cricket. Usually I don't go with the green PCBs, but I thought that would be nice.
Yep.
A nice silk screen by Phil B here.
And then last up, kind of big announcement. We're doing a handheld game platform.
Oh boy, now I have to do it.
And yeah, we are.
boy.
We put it on the blog. You know, when I'll tell you this, I love working in the open at all times. Like, there's actually nothing that no one knows that we're working on, because we just like, hey, here's what we're working on. Here's what we think. Because you get a lot of good ideas from the community.
This is my first draft.
Yeah.
It's not the final design, but it's the beginning of a design of a feather wing gaming system that you plug a feather wing into the back, so you can choose your processor, and then you get, you know, some controls and buttons, and there's an accessibility port in the bottom. Thanks to Bill Binko for suggesting that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
So you can add accessibility controls if you want to have bigger buttons or different things, and of course you can plug in more feather wings into the back to add sensing or you know, unique.
I like the idea of being able to write games in Python in something like Moo with Pygame 0, and like whatever you learn there, then you could take it with you. I think it's really powerful, and then you could plug it in. It'd probably show up as a USB drive. You could just like edit your game right there. And
drag your assets over.
Yeah, and there's already lots of events for Pygame 0, and there's contests and more. So I think more people being able to develop video games very easily is gonna. I think is gonna be a hit.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's top secret for the week.
Not out yet. Don't ask.
Yeah, not us.
All that is not out.
Get back in the vault.
Get back in that vault.
Okay, we're gonna answer some questions.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I'd love to.
if you wanna ask questions, you have to go to one spot and one spot only. It's adafruit.it/discord. That's where we're at. Questions that came in that I remembered.
Yeah.
Would we ever sell DIN rails just on its own?
You know, probably not. You can get DIN rails. I mean, first off, they're metal and they're heavy and they're large. And, what size do you want them in?
Yeah.
You can get them at your hardware store or from McMaster-Carr. And honestly, I would recommend going there. Like, you can get them in any metal and size you need. Not really something we're likely to sell. I mean, we're not going to say no, but it's just that we don't have any plans.
Would Cricket fit on that purple chassis?
Let's find out. Get this.
Oh.
Want to go to the overhead? We can.
Yeah, I
take
guess
a
we're
look.
gonna see live camera.
Okay, well, we'll find out. All right, so it's the chassis.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
Focus it on there.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's a little blurry.
Okay, so yeah, you can fit it on here. Maybe you'd want to have it this way.
Yeah, looks like it
The
fits really
motors.
nicely.
Fits nicely, yeah. So it'll fit, and then yeah, you want the battery in the bottom, and you could probably use some of these mounting holes. I'm not sure which ones, but you'd figure out, which group of them would fit.
Yep.
Or you could just tape it down, and then your feather motors, and then your battery pack underneath, like we showed with the other Rover. All right,
Okay.
good question.
Yeah, there was a question. If someone wanted to send us something nice in the mail, our address is on the site. It's just 150 Varick, New York, 10013. Send it to Adafruit. Maybe make it my attention. I usually get the mail.
Yeah.
Is it possible to replace the Raspberry Pi Model B GPIO pins with female pins?
You can, but you have to carefully remove them, and it's kind of annoying. You might want to get a Raspberry Pi Zero because it doesn't come with pins, and so it's much easier to put female headers on it. But that's not the B+ you asked about, so that's sorry,
Okay.
not easily.
What's the best way to play music on a microcontroller? Like if you wanted to have like sounds trigger and stuff like that.
The easiest thing by far is using CircuitPython because you can play WAV files directly. But we also have the Easy Effects board, which can play WAV or OGG. But it's not like a microcontroller. It's you have to trigger it with button presses. It's not like programmatic. It can't like read a sensor value and think about it and do something. The easiest way by far to do audio projects right now is CircuitPython because I kind of designed it. It's one of the things I designed it to do is play WAV files based on sensor input very easily, and it does it in the background, so you can do things with your project while it's playing audio, which we've done a lot of testing with, as you can tell.
Say hi to your sisters who are watching.
Hi, sisters that are watching. They're like, why aren't you out here?
Someone wants to know if they can make a kinetically driven battery charger that could be mass produced cheaply and retrofit. It's tough.
It's tough to compete with what's on Amazon, these low costs. I mean, I just had to say it. Like,
It's tough to compete with Amazon, period.
it's tough to compete with Amazon, but there's just a lot of low power, AA, radio crank chargers. So I would check those out and see if you can reuse those if possible.
Okay, how do we write a guide for the learning system? Well, usually if it's someone who who doesn't work for us, send us a link to a guide that you've currently done.
Mm-hmm.
You can, when you send it to support at Adafruit, just say attention Phil and they'll get it to me.
Yeah.
And we usually just like to make sure someone's written a guide or something like that. And then usually we have like guest style accounts. And depending on the topic, some things we're looking for, and then some things we're like, oh, here's a guide that's out there that'd be great to like add Adafruit stuff. So that's the best way to do it. Let's see. You can use one like this, CircuitPython design for audio trigger data. Oh, that's a good joke. And then someone else will link up the thing. I think those are going to be the questions for this week. Yes.
Yay!
Got through 'em. Okay. The data, let's give away some.
Okay.
What do you want to give away this week?
We're going to give away a purple robot chassis.
No way.
Well, that's the code.
Yeah.
Purple robot, purple robot.
Okay, what are the rules?
Rules are if you've won something before, you can't win again. You also can't be a member of my family because I give you all this stuff for free anyways.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
The first person to call the phone number and answer the 3 magic questions correctly wins the magic prize of a purple robot chassis. Wow, build your own robot out of this purple robot chassis. The questions are, what's your name, where you're calling from, and what's a project you want to build or you're working on. So call this number, and when I pick up the phone, please answer. And then turn down your computer
That
audio.
was fast.
Wow.
Okay. Let it ring twice.
Wait, twice.
Yeah. Okay.
So you didn't.
Oh.
Right, twice.
Yep. Okay.
Hold on.
Let's do this.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hi. Can you turn down your computer audio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
You won.
Congratulations, you're the winner. Wow. Yay. Congratulations. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name's Van Mahalis, and I'm calling from North Carolina.
Wow. Well, congratulations. You have won a purple robot chassis. What's a project you're working on or you want to work on?
I've been working on a MIDI drum set that communicates with GarageBand.
That's
Ooh,
cool.
that's
And-
cool.
I just got my Prusa Mark III and built it, so
Oh, neat. Well, you can 3D print all sorts of parts that can go on this robot chassis, or you can turn it into a musical instrument. It can make a good, cool guitar case. All you have to do is email support@adafruit.com, SUPPORT @adafruit.com, and just say, hey, Zach from North Carolina, and I want a product number
9-6.
3796. It's a very small text. 3796, that's the product chassis for the purple chassis. And they'll send it to you and you'll be on the way. And when you build your MIDI suit, come on show and tell and show it off so we can check this out. Sounds cool. GarageBand.
cool.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right, well, have a great night. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. That was a trivia question.
Okay, good work answering a trivia question. Your name and where you're calling from.
We'll answer another question,
Yeah?
Nadita,
Okay.
because one came in. Is there any easy way to ballpark the max stepper motor RPM possible using a particular processor, Raspberry Pi Trinket M0 Seesaw?
You know, it's actually not the processor speed. All the processors are much, much faster than the stepper motor. It's how fast your stepper motor driver can supply the current, like high and low. So that's what you want to check. And also how fast the stepper motor can go. Some steppers, depending on the voltage, they just won't trigger faster. So it depends more about the stepper driver and the stepper motor than the microcontroller, because microcontrollers are running at 8 megahertz, but the stepper ain't running nearly that fast. It's in the hertz range.
Okay. Well, lady,
Yeah?
that is our show for the night.
Is it time for carousel?
Well, I was going to say, I know it's time to go because my jewel is
Oh
blinking.
no, it's
Yeah,
time to renew.
Gotta go
I
renew.
gotta take you over there.
I know.
I think
so
you're a little bit past your expiration date.
Yeah.
Both of us
on the
are.
odometer a couple times. here.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna
It's not the years, it's the mileage. So, code's Purple Robot.
purple robots. We got still some chassis.
Yep.
Makes for a
And-
beautiful robot.
Yep. And that's up till 11:59 p.m. tonight, or when I remember to turn it off.
Okay.
And thank you, everyone, Adafruit team members, all the folks that are helping to run Adafruit, both here and far. The Adafruit community, everyone in Discord, all the people in all the different chats. We'll see everyone next week.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, 9 p.m. is when the show ends. 8 p.m. is when it starts. So
Yes.
it's time for us to go.
It's definitely time for us
It's
to
time for
go.
us to go. We're tired.
Good night.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Here is your moment of Zener. Bye-bye.
Bye.